In Excel, you must have used VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, or filter to extract your data. In today's video, we will see how we can extract our data through DGET and how it's a better option. Hi, my name is Vijay and you are watching Office Monk. Let's start the video without any delays. Let's start with the basics of DGET. We will see nearly 7 examples. So let's start with our very first example. This is my data, and on the right hand side, I want name based on employee ID. I'll take one employee ID over here, EM103. So this is my employee ID 103, and I want name through DGET plus or equal to DGET, bracket open. Over here we have got three things. First one is database. So this is our data. In DGET, our database will be including our headers. So let's select our database. Over here my database is small. Only reason I had selected it manually. In case your database is vast or large, you can use shortcut. Let's see what is the shortcut. I'll click on employee ID. We'll press Shift Control, down arrow key, right arrow key. So my database is selected, comma, field. Field is basically the column number, what we call column index number in VLOOKUP. So in my database, I'll look what is the column number of name. I started the selection of database from employee ID. So employee ID automatically became column number 1. Name became column number 2. Blood group became 3 and so on. So column number of name or field of name is 2. I'll put 2 over here. Comma. Criteria. So in criteria, I'll have to select employee ID means header as well as employee ID means both the things. I'll close the bracket and will hit enter. And I got name. If I change the employee ID, I'll do this EM113, enter. Just check over here. I got the name. Let's see our next example. Over here we need employee ID. I'll take one employee ID over here, EM104. The highlighted one is 104. Over here I want quantity. Let's use DGET plus or equal to DGET, bracket open, database. In the very beginning we had discussed that database will be including our headers. So I'll click on very first header, will press Shift Control, down arrow key, right arrow key, comma, field. Over here we have got a small data. Only reason we can count the field over here. But what if you have got a vast data? In that case, counting the fields or columns is really not possible. So this time we will not insert column number. We will type name of the header, and that is quantity. Let's type quantity QTY dot. In Excel formulas, whenever we use text, it's must to take text inside double inverted commas. So I'll take quantity in double inverted commas. We'll come to the end, comma, criteria. So what is my criteria? My criteria is my heading, that is employee ID, and employee number. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And I got the result. If I'll change employee ID over here, EM102, enter, I got 75. Let's cross check. Quantity is 75 over here. If I change employee ID once again, EM109, enter, quantity is 36. Just check over here on the left hand side. Let's see our next example. Employee ID. Typing employee ID again and again is really not possible. And possibilities of spelling mistake is also there. So I'll create drop down. I'll go to data tab. We'll come to right hand side. In the center, we get the option of data tools. In data tools, we get one option as data validation. I'll select data validation from here. In data validation, we get three things: settings, input message, and error alert. So we will be in settings, validation criteria, allow, and from here we will select list. Source. I want all the employee IDs, so I'll select employee IDs from top to bottom. Or can click on first employee ID, can press Shift Control, down arrow key. All the employee IDs got selected. Now I'll do OK. And my drop down list got created. Let's select employee ID 105. We can create drop down over here also. Let's create data tab will come in the center, data validation. We'll select list from here, source. We'll take this down and we'll select all the headers. We'll select employee ID also and we'll do OK. So my drop down got created. If I'll select name from here, we got name. Let's undo this. Means I want designation. Let's use DGET over here. Plus or equal to DGET. Bracket open. Database. We have to select our whole data, including our headers. I'll click on employee ID. We'll press Shift Control, down arrow key, right arrow key, comma, field. In our last example, we had typed field manually. This time we are not going to type it manually. We will just click on header. That is our field, comma, criteria. In each and every case, our criteria will be header and the detail. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And we got designation as team member. Let's cross check. Just check the color over here and over here. Team member. If I change employee ID from here, we'll do it EM101. I got designation as manager. If I change the header and we'll select phone number, I got the phone number. You can cross check from the left hand side. Number ending with 8889. Perfect. Let's see our next example. In last examples, we had taken employee ID as our field criteria. But this time we are going to take phone number. Phone number is in the center and blood group is in the extreme left hand side. Phone number. I'll create drop down for phone number. We'll go to data validation, list, source. We'll take this to right hand side and we'll select all the phone numbers from top to bottom. Okay. I'll select one phone number from here. The whole row is highlighted, so we can cross check. Blood group. Let's use DGET plus or equal to DGET, bracket open, database. We'll click on total sales. We'll press Shift Control, down arrow key, left arrow key. Whole database got selected, comma, field. So field is our header. I'll click on header, comma, criteria. Criteria is my header, that is phone number. We'll select my phone number also. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And I got my blood group. We can cross check. Let's change phone number. Blood group got changed. We can cross check from left hand side. In VLOOKUP, it's not possible to extract the data from left hand side if our lookup value is on the right hand side. But in DGET, it can be easily done. Let's see our next example. In our next example, we have got various criterias. Phone number, and against phone numbers, I want all the details. I'll create drop down, data validation, list, source. We'll select all the phone numbers from top to bottom and we'll do OK. We'll select a phone number from here. The row is highlighted. I have used conditional formatting to highlight my rows. Whenever I change any number, the row will be highlighted automatically. We'll go with third phone number. I'll come to right hand side. Let's use DGET plus or equal to DGET, bracket open, database. I'll click on total sales. We'll press Shift Control, down arrow key, left arrow key. My database got selected. I'll come to right hand side. This time I have to drag my data. So I'll lock my database by pressing F4 or function F4. My database got logged, comma, field. What is my field over here? My field is my name, means my header. We are not going to log this, comma, criteria. Criteria in each and every case will be header and the detail. We will have to lock this also because our criteria should not change when we will drag our formula. We'll press F4 or function F4. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. We got the name. Let's drag this to right. We got all the details. We can cross check from here. The cell color is highlighted. If I change the phone number, just check name is Cameron. Let's come to left hand side and over here name is Cameron. Employee 105, name is Colby. Just check name is Colby. Phone number ending with 93. phone number ending with 93. What will happen if I'll insert a new data over here? Let's insert a new data. Let me drag this down. Employee 121. I'll insert my name, blood group, O positive, trainer, phone number, region, south, quantity 102, rate 222, and we got the sales. I'll come to right hand side. We'll click on phone number. Over here, my phone number is not visible. So I'll click on phone number. We'll go to data validation. Source. I'll delete this source. We'll come to left hand side and we'll select phone numbers once again and we'll do OK. We'll click on drop down. We'll come down and we'll select my phone number. We got errors. Here is my phone number, means here are my details. So what can be done if our data increases? I'll come to my data. We'll click on first header. We'll press Shift Control, down arrow key, right arrow key. Now I'll press Control T. Small window popped up. Create table. My table has headers. Yes, my table has got headers. And I'll do OK. My data got converted in a table. On the top, we can see the tab till developer. But when I'll click inside my table, we can see table tab on the top. From here, we can change the colors also. Now I'll come to right hand side. I have converted my data in table, but then also we can see errors. So in this case, I'm not going to use formula once again. If you'll use the formula once again, it's going to work perfectly. But in my case, formula is already inserted. So I'll double click on the formula. In the very beginning, I have got my database. So I'll select my database once again. I'll delete this database. We'll come to left hand side and we'll select my database once again. In case you want to use shortcut, you can. Now I'll come to right hand side and we'll hit enter. Just check. I got my name. Let's drag this now. And we got the details. I'll come to left. We'll come down. We'll insert one phone number over here so that it will be visible in our drop down list. Data got automatically added. We'll come to right hand side. We'll change the phone number. This is the phone number what I have inserted right now. We got value error because there's no value. So to avoid the value error, we can use if error. I'll double click in the formula. We'll come in the very beginning. If error, bracket open, we'll come to the end, comma, double inverted comma twice for blank. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. And our error got vanished. In case you want to put some text over here, you can. I'll double click on the formula. We'll come in the end. And between two double inverted commas, I'll put my text. No data. Enter. We got no data over here. I'll drag this to right. We'll come to left. Let's put one data over here. Let's come to right and just see. All the details got updated automatically. Let's see our next example. Phone number. We'll select a random number. Over here, we will see how to use two criteria in DGET. And our two criteria will be phone number and name. I'll click just under name. We'll go to data validation, list, source. We'll come to left hand side and we'll select all the names from top to bottom and we'll do OK. We'll come to right hand side and we'll select the name. We'll select Cameron from here. Now I'll use DGET plus or equal to DGET. Bracket open, database. Database will be including our headers. I'll click over here. We'll press Shift Control, down arrow key, left arrow key. Whole data got selected, including headers. We'll come to right hand side. I have converted my data in a table. Only reason we can see table. Let's convert table in a normal range. We'll click anywhere inside my data. We'll go to table tab. We'll come to left hand side. In left hand side, we get the option of convert to range. I'll click over here. Alert. Do you want to convert the table to a normal range? Yes. Our table got converted in a normal range. And on the top, we can't see table tab. Let's use our formula. Plus or equal to DGET. Bracket open, database. We'll click on total sales. Shift Control, down arrow key, left arrow key. We'll come to right hand side. We have to drag our data to right side. So we will lock our database by pressing F4 or function F4, comma, field. What is my field over here? Header is my field. We are not going to log this, comma, criteria. In each and every case, the criteria will be header and the detail. We will have to log this because we are going to drag the formula F4 or function F4. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. But this time we have got two criterias and I have selected only one criteria over here. So I'll delete this and we'll select criterias as phone number, name and details. We will log both by pressing F4 or function F4. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. We got blood group. We'll come down. We'll drag this to right. If I'll delete phone number from here, still we have got our data because this is based on name. I'll undo this. This time I'll delete name, delete. Still we can see our data because this time it is based on phone number. I'll undo this. So this is how DGET works. But the major drawback of DGET, we can't drag it down. And why we can't drag it down? Because in criteria, every time we select headers along with details and it takes a range. If I'll click over here, just check in the end. It has taken a range L18 and M19. L18 is my header. So when we can't drag our data down, what can be done? In that case, we will have to use VLOOKUP only. Over here, I have got my headers and the headers are very limited. But in my data, I have got more headers. What result we got in DGET, we will try to get the same results through VLOOKUP. But we will drag our data to right hand side also and to bottom also. And for that, we will have to use match. Before using match, let's understand how match works. Plus or equal to match. Bracket open, lookup value. I'll take header as my lookup value, comma, lookup array. Where we have to look the word name, we'll come to left. We have to look for the word name in these headers. So I'll select all the headers. We'll come to right hand side, comma, match type. I'll put 0 for exact match. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. We got 2 over here. What will happen if I'll drag this to right? We got 3. What will happen if I'll drag this down? We got an error. So before dragging our formula, we will have to lock the cells. We'll delete both. We'll double click on my formula. We are not going to lock our lookup value, that is M21, fully. We will lock it partially. We have to drag our data to right hand side also and to bottom also. So I'll insert dollar just between my cell reference. Dollar. Now I'll lock my lookup array or lookup array and we will lock it fully by pressing F4 or function F4. We'll lock this also, F4 or function F4. Now I'll hit enter. Let's come down. Let's drag this to right. Column numbers or column index numbers are getting changed. But if I'll drag this down, there's no change. And this formula is going to work along with VLOOKUP. I'll delete all. Let's select one employee ID from here. Employee 106. Name. I'll use VLOOKUP plus or equal to VLOOKUP. Bracket open. Lookup value. Employee ID will be my lookup value. We have to drag our data to right as well as to bottom. So we will partially lock our lookup value. We'll insert dollar in the very beginning by pressing F4 or function F4 3 times. Comma. Table array. We'll go on top. We'll come to left hand side. In table array, you can select just your data without heads or with heads. It doesn't matter. Even you can select your data from top. I'll select the whole data. We will lock the whole range by pressing F4 or function F4 just once. Comma. We'll come to right hand side. Column index number. Let's put 2 as of now. Comma. 0 for exact match. We'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. We got the name. Can we drag this to right? We got name again. And here comes the role of match. I'll click on 2. We'll go to formula bar and we'll copy my formula. I'll not copy is equal to. Control C or Command C. We'll press escape. Now I'll click just under name. We'll double click on my formula Over here we can see 2 and this is our column index number which we had inserted manually. I'll delete this and we'll paste the function or formula of match, Control V or Command V. Now I'll hit enter. Now we can drag this. We got all the details. In case there will be no detail against lookup value, we are going to get error. So to avoid the error, let's use if error. We'll double click, will come in the very beginning. If error, bracket open, will come to the end, comma, double inverted comma twice for blank, we'll close the bracket and we'll hit enter. Let's delete 2. Now I'll drag my formula to right. Let's come down. Let's drag down our formula. We haven't got any result because we haven't got any lookup value over here. Let's drag this down and just check. I got all the details. So now you know how to use DGET. And when you have to drag the data, you know how to use VLOOKUP with match. So these were the few examples. I'll provide link of the file in description box. In case you want to download, you can. I'm sure you must have loved the video. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you soon with a new topic. Till then, bye bye.